So, I want to talk to you about something that sounds super boring, but is actually pretty important. Your path to financial security. And I know what you're thinking. Great. Another lecture about money. But stick with me because this affects literally everything you want to do with your life. Here's the thing. Financial security isn't just about having a bunch of money in the bank. It's about being able to handle your day-to-day stuff and prepare for what's coming. But here's where it gets interesting. There are actually two futures you need to think about. The first one is the fun stuff, the things you're planning for. Going to college, maybe grad school, buying a house, traveling, eventually retiring on a beach somewhere. You know the dream. But then there's the other future, the one nobody wants to talk about at parties, getting sick, losing someone you love, not being able to work for a while. That future? Yeah, we got a plan for that one too. And honestly, most people don't. Now, to actually pull this off, you need to know way more than you think, and you need to take action in three main areas. But before we get into what you can control, let's talk about what you can't. First up, the economy. Whether the stock market's up or down, what interest rates are doing, if we're in a recession or not. All that stuff, it's happening with or without you, but it's going to affect every financial decision you make. So you need to pay attention. And here's something that'll mess you up. What you don't know can hurt you. Like if you don't know what financial options are out there, or you don't understand how different strategies work, you're basically playing a video game without reading the tutorial. You might get lucky, but probably not. Same thing with not using the services that are available to you. No bank account, not signing up for your employer's 401k. These seem like small things, but they're actually huge. You're basically leaving money on the table. The last thing is your preferences and needs. This is what we call life cycle planning. Basically a fancy way of saying stuff changes as you get older. When you're 22, your priorities are different than when you're 42. Having kids, getting married, moving in with someone, going back to school, getting a new job. All these life events are going to completely change what you need and what you want, and your financial strategy needs to change with it. All right, so let's start with the cornerstone of all this, cash and credit management. This is like the foundation of a house. If you mess this up, everything else is going to be shaky. Here's what you need to focus on. Budget for a targeted surplus. Translation, make sure you have money left over at the end of the month. Not just, oops, there's $5 in my account. Actually plan to have money left over. Preserve liquidity. Okay, this sounds fancy, but it just means having enough cash on hand to pay for stuff. Remember that definition of financial security? This is what it's all about. Having money available when you need it. Be efficient with financial services. Use the right bank accounts. Get the right insurance. You want the protections and services you need without overpaying for stuff you don't. Smart tax planning. Keep as much of your money as legally possible because, yeah, taxes are important, but you don't need to give the government more than you're required to. Let me break down the actual things you need to be doing. Taxes, learn about deductions and exemptions. We'll cover this more later, but basically, there's legal ways to keep more of your paycheck. Household record keeping. I know, it sounds tedious, but you need to track money coming in, money going out, what you own, what you owe, your net worth. Use those records to figure out where you actually stand financially. Think of it like this. You can't improve what you don't measure. You need to know your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and the threats you're facing. It's like knowing your stats in a game. Compound interest and cash flows. This is where things get really interesting. Time value of money. The fact that your money can work for you or against you. When you save and invest, money works for you. When you borrow, money works against you. Understanding this one concept can literally change your life. We're going to dive deeper into all of this in the videos coming up. But for now, just know that financial security isn't some impossible thing that only rich people can achieve. It's a skill, and like any skill, you can learn it. So yeah, stick around. Let's figure this money thing out together.